Imagine you are looking at six handsome young men or six beautiful ladies. They are standing right in front of you. Choose one. If you don't choose, you will miss out on a lot of fun or you will inherit lots of misery. If you choose the right one, you will inherit lots of happiness. But if you choose the wrong one, you will turn your clock backwards 10, 20 years and you will inherit pain, suffering, and unhappiness. Today, I want to talk about the will. We all have a will, the power to choose and to do. It is a free gift from God. Successful people exercise their will very frequently, and as a result, they have a strong will, or what is known as iron will. Unfortunately, most of us do not exercise our will, and therefore we have what is known as a weak will. If we are going to be successful, we need to have a strong iron will. When I was a child, I was told that in order to be successful, wealthy, and famous, I need to have a special skill or inherit money from my family. I had no special skill and my family had no money. Therefore, I had a very slim chance of being successful. But now I'm told that those successful, wealthy, famous people had to practice their skills every day, over and over again, trying to improve on what they did yesterday for 10,000 hours or 10 years. I could have been wealthy because all you need is one skill and 10,000 hours. What will it take for someone to practice a skill for 10,000 hours over and over again while their friends and their neighbors are laughing at them? A strong will. The theory about a genius is a lie. It is not about genetics. It's about self-control, discipline, persistent, deliberate practice to improve daily, persistent focus, embracing failure, discomfort, pain in order to achieve your goal. I want you to know the power of the will. The will is a governing power, according to a well-known educator. The power to choose and to do. Everything depends on the right exercise of the will. What do I mean by the right exercise of the will? We all have goals we want to achieve. And if we are going to be successful, we must exercise our will in the right direction. An example, let us say we have a goal to stop smoking cigarettes. Therefore, we make the decision not to buy cigarettes, not to accept cigarettes from friends, and not to smoke cigarettes. Therefore, if a friend offers us a cigarette, we need to say no and walk away. This is the right exercise of the will. We say and we do. But if we say and we do not, we are not exercising our will in the right direction. In fact, our behavior is contradicting our will. And that is called self-sabotaging. So if we continue exercising our will in the wrong direction, or saying and not doing, our will gets weaker and weaker and weaker. I want you to understand the true power of the will. How many of you have revisited the old pathway, the barriers and the hindrances that you gave up in the last episode? Or have you tried to install a new thinking habit and has given up? We all have a desire to be successful. We want to be healthy and wealthy. But our behavior is contradicting our desire. There is a saying that the spirit is willing and the flesh is weak. How many of you have seen those guys outside walking with their big bulging muscles? Were they born this way, or did they exercise and train their muscle? Our willpower is like a muscle, not an inheritance. We were not born with it. When I first attended college, I was told that a child's brain is fixed at 3 years old and it cannot be changed. A lot of things I learned in education and science is now being proven to be false by new research. Now, epigenetic scientists are discovering that our brain is like fluid. It is not fixed. It can be changed. It can be chewed upon like chewing gum and stretched in all directions. Isn't that wonderful? That means everything is possible. We can change our brain at any time. We can install a new habit at any time. The brain we have today is the brain we made, we earned, not the brain we were born with. We earn the brain we have today by our choices and decisions. At any time, if you stop exercising an old pathway, for example, you have a habit that you want to let go of, all you have to do is to stop engaging in it. It will weaken and it will die. In the same way, if you want to install a new habit, all you have to do is to engage in it frequently. Remember I said that the will is powerful, but the will is not all powerful. A well-known psychiatrist, Dr. William Adler, said that the will is not an all-powerful ruler. It is a ruler on the throne of the mind with limited power, limited to the secretion of the 8 or 10 ductless glands. When the ductless glands are normal and their secretions are favorable, we are able to control our will speedily. But on the other hand, if our ductless glands are abnormal and the secretions are stressful, irritating, and fatiguing, we would have a harder time controlling our will. And what influences our ductless glands? Everything we do influences our brains. Everything we eat influences the brain. Everything we listen to, our music, impacts our brain, and it will determine how quickly or how slowly we are able to control our will. How many of you choose one of the men or ladies at the beginning of this episode? Who did you choose? Did you choose the prettiest lady or the most handsome man? Whosoever you choose, did you think as to whether that person you choose would help you be the best you can be? Or you just choose someone for looks? When we make a choice, we either make a choice with our frontal lobe or with our heart. Let me explain this. The prefrontal lobe is usually considered the conscious mind. It is aware, it is making decisions, it's evaluating things. And below that, the rest of the body is where our ductless glands are, our unconscious mind or our subconscious mind is located in that area. Therefore, when we are making a decision, we need to use the frontal lobe, and we need to use the unconscious mind or the lower parts of the body to come up with a good decision. Now, if we look and we just choose the most pretty person there, it means we use the heart. A good decision starts with the heart and the mind. And that's because, let us say you decide, okay, I want to change the way I eat. I want to eat healthy. All your taste buds are used to a lot of sugar. They love sugar. So when you stop eating sugar and you eat something and that thing is tasting bad, the taste bud sends message to your frontal lobe, hey, this is tasting bad. You need to have a strong frontal lobe to say, yes, I know, it is good for me, it is good for you. This is what we are going to do from now on. We're going to eat that food because it is healthy. But if our frontal lobe is weakened, we will go along with our taste bud. In fact, the lower part that is below our brains will be the one in power. But the one that should be in power should be the one on top. You know, about 10, 15 years ago, everybody was talking about self-esteem. Self-esteem was the predictor of success. Everybody thought if someone had high self-esteem, they would be very successful, they would achieve a lot. But self-esteem was driving very, very fast on a dead-end road. It never lived up to its expectation. So now, it died. It was just a dead-end road. But willpower is everything. Everything depends on your willpower. Your will to make the right choices. The will to look at a beautiful lady and then realize, hey, that lady is not going to help me reach my full potential. And say, no, that's not what my goal is. Sometimes we pick stuff, girlfriends, husbands, that is contradicting our goals. You know, I know of people who has the most beautiful girlfriend. And wherever the girlfriend goes, there's a whole bunch of bees covering her up, trying to take a bite of her honey. And here is the boyfriend with a stick, trying to chase all that bees off her. And my thing is, when is that going to stop? Are you going to walk around chasing bees away from your honey? Or are you going to choose a honey that will help you be the best you can be?